Hey guys, today on Backcountry College we're going to talk all about patterning shotguns. We're going to talk about chokes, shot shells, and what that means downrange as far as your pattern goes. We're going to shoot at a couple of different ranges. We're going to try some different chokes and some different shell combinations and see what happens. Now, for those of you who are new to shotguns, I just want to take a quick minute just to explain what I mean by choke. So basically, a shotgun barrel is a perfect cylinder from back here where your shell is chambered all the way up until just before the muzzle. Now, most shotguns you're going to buy these days are going to have a removable choke in the front here. Now, what a choke does basically is it necks down or chokes down the cylinder that is your barrel. And so on one end of the spectrum, you have your full chokes and your super full chokes, which is the tightest you're gonna get. It's gonna throw the tightest pattern. And then on the other end, you're gonna have like your skeet chokes. And then in the middle, you're gonna have like an improved and then a modified, and then it moves up to the full chokes. Now the choke that you're going to select is really going to depend on what you're wanting to do and how far you're expecting to shoot. Now if you're shooting flooded timber, shooting ducks coming down through there, and your shots are less than 20 yards, probably a modified or an improved even is going to be best for you. If you're past shooting ducks or dove and they're out there a pretty good ways, maybe you want a full choke. But if you go with a full choke in a really tight shooting situation where your target's close, just remember your pattern's going to be real tight, and if you do hit that bird, you might just make hamburger out of them. Now what we have in here right now is an improved cylinder, which is still pretty wide open. It'll go from improved to modified to full, and we're going to take a look at what the pattern that each of those cylinders or each of those chokes throws. Now for this improved cylinder, I'm at 30 yards right now, which is a pretty long shot. So let's walk up there and take a look and see what it did. So you can see at 30 yards, I was obviously a bit high on that. I was expecting those pellets to drop a little bit more than they did. But you can really see how far that pattern is spread out. We'll go ahead and change targets, move up to about 25 yards, or we'll move to 20 yards and just see what that does. Now you can see with this improved cylinder, now that we moved up to 20 yards, it really tightened that pattern up. Whereas at 30 yards, we had shots scattered all over the target. Now, pretty much the whole pattern is within that 30-inch circle. So I'm going to go ahead and take that improved cylinder out and put a full choke in and back up again to 30 yards and see what we get. Now with the full choke, we were able to back up to 30 yards and still get that full pattern within this 30-inch circle. And we still have quite a few pellets within the kill zone. So now that we've taken a look at some of the differences between chokes and the patterns downrange, I want to take a quick look and see what difference your shot shell can make on your pattern. Now we've been shooting 2 3/4-inch high brass number 6s, and I've got some 3-inch shells here. These are number 6s as well. Now the big difference here, aside from a little more powder, is that your 2 3/4 here has 1 ounce a shot, and this has 1.5 ounces. So we should see a big difference in the density of our pattern at a given range. So you can really see with this 3-inch shell, you have a lot higher density in your pattern. Now this shot is obviously off to the right a little bit, but we still killed that bird. There's still a lot of pellets in the kill zone. So it's always a good idea to get out there and shoot your gun with different chokes, different shell combinations, just to see what happens. You'd be amazed at the difference that in your pattern that just moving from one shell to another shell will make. Well, that's going to wrap us up for today. I hope you guys learned something. And here in North Idaho, turkey season is just getting started, and I can actually hear a bird gobbling down in the canyon there a couple hundred yards away. So get out there, get after them, and don't forget to check us out at backcountryhunters.org. We'll see you there.